Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to dive right into the core mechanics of building wealth and map out your personal journey to financial empowerment. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this material today because we're talking about taking back control. We're going to look at some brilliant, straightforward strategies derived from foundational financial education materials to show you exactly how money works and, more importantly, how to make it work for you. Let's get right into it. So, ask yourself, can you ever truly become financially secure? Be honest, have you thought about this recently? Look, so many of us feel totally overwhelmed by debt, or we just feel incredibly behind on our savings, right? We watch inflation rise, we see our daily expenses growing, and we're constantly asking ourselves if true financial security is even possible anymore. It can honestly feel like a game that's rigged against you right from the start. But here is a massive mythbuster for you. You do not need a six-figure salary, you don't need a surprise inheritance, and you definitely don't need a lucky lottery win to succeed financially. Financial independence, it's not some exclusive club just for the ultra-wealthy. Not at all. It's actually a destination you reach through systematic, disciplined actions over time. Section 1. Take control of your money. Think about standing at the peak of a mountain and planting your flag. That is you taking ownership. You see, one of the biggest mistakes people make is dependence, just letting outside factors dictate their lives. Upgrading your self-image to believe you actually deserve financial freedom, that's the absolute foundation of doing what needs to be done. Listen, if you don't think you deserve to be financially secure, you'll subconsciously self-sabotage. You have to decide right here today that you have the power to change your trajectory forever. To get where we're going, we have to start with the end in mind. And that brings us to a really crucial concept, your FIN, or Financial Independence Number. Retirement isn't an age, it's an amount of money. Your FIN is that exact amount of money saved up that you need to stop working. It factors in your projected expenses, inflation, and the rate at which you'll withdraw funds. Once you calculate this specific target, you've got a literal bullseye to aim for. It turns this vague wish into a concrete mathematical goal. Section 2. Pay yourself first. Okay, so paying yourself first. What does that actually mean? It means committing to setting aside 10% of your income before you pay a single other entity. The problem most people face is that, well, at the end of the month, they just hope to save whatever is left over. But guess what? There is rarely anything left. You've got to flip the script here. Treat your savings as your absolute most important recurring bill at the start of the month. Put yourself at the head of the line. It's a tale as old as time, really. Make $10 and spend $9. You've got happiness and peace of mind. Make $10 and spend $11. You're looking straight at misery and stress. Sacrificing some of those immediate wants today isn't a punishment, guys. It is an act of profound self-respect for your future self. Always keep this in mind. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. Generating a massive income means literally nothing if your lifestyle inflation just eats every single penny of it. We all know people who make huge salaries but are still living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's because their spending rises right along with their income. True wealth is determined by your retention rate, not just your earn rate. So to maximize what you keep, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself about needs versus wants. A need is something you literally cannot do without, like basic shelter and food. A want is something you just like to have, like upgrading to a bigger house or treating yourself to that overpriced artisanal vanilla latte. If you want to achieve financial independence, you are going to have to consciously go without some of those wants for a little while. Section 3. Discover the Rule of 72. Now we're going to look at a secret dating all the way back to a mathematician named Luca Pacioli in 1494. And it's beautifully contained in a simple number, 72. This number is the absolute key to understanding exactly how your money multiplies over time through the sheer power of compound interest, without you lifting a finger. Here is how it actually works. The Rule of 72 is a genius mental math shortcut. By dividing the number 72 by your expected compounded annual interest rate, you instantly calculate the number of years it will take for your money to completely double in value. No complex spreadsheets required, just simple division that shows you the absolute magic of exponential growth. Let's see how this builds if we assume an 8% expected rate of return. If we divide 72 by 8, we get 9. What does that mean? It means your money doubles every 9 years. So a single $1,000 investment turns into $2,000 in year 9, $4,000 in year 18, and a whopping $8,000 by year 27.
It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, and understanding this changes absolutely everything about how you view long-term investing. Section 4. The credit card trap.
But here's the catch. On one side, you have the ideal state, your money growing organically like a tree, compounding in your favor. But on the flip side, imagine your money just slipping away through an hourglass. That is exactly what happens when you carry high-interest credit card debt. Compound interest is a double-edged sword, my friends. When you're the one paying it, it works relentlessly against you. The rule of 72 applies to anything that grows exponentially, which exposes some truly silent wealth killers. For instance, a seemingly tiny 3% mutual fund fee, that will literally slice your principal in half over 24 years. An inflation rate of 6% halves your purchasing power in just 12 years. And then, well, then there is the absolute worst offender of them all, high-interest credit card debt. Just let this number sink in for a second. 3.6. If you have a credit card charging 20% interest, which, let's face it, is incredibly common, and we apply the rule of 72, well, 72 divided by 20 equals 3.6. That means the amount you owe the credit card company will completely double in just 3.6 years if you're only making those minimum payments. Insane, right? This creates what we call the debt spiral. Consider this real-world math for a moment. A $17,000 balance at an 18% interest rate, if you're just paying a typical minimum monthly payment, can take over 17 years to pay off. And the interest alone on that? A staggering $12,500. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is that you must eliminate revolving debt immediately. Letting compound interest work against you like this is just sheer financial self-sabotage. Section 5. Your financial game plan. Okay, so to properly insulate yourself from life's inevitable curveballs while still aggressively growing your net worth, you need to set up 3 distinct buckets or accounts. First up, your wealth building account. This is for your long-term retirement and legacy. Second, a short-term account. This is for things 3 to 5 years out or in case of a sudden job loss. And third, your emergency account for immediate unexpected needs popping up within the next 2 years. Let's zoom in on that last one for a moment. Your emergency account is basically your umbrella on a rainy day. You should aim to stash away a minimum of 3 months of income here. And remember, this isn't investment money. This is defense money. It's specifically meant to protect your long-term investments so you don't have to cash them out when an uncovered medical expense or a major car repair randomly pops up. Finally, to keep yourself strictly on track with this whole game plan, follow these goal-setting tips. Make a very specific list. Prioritize what matters most to you. Dig deep into your personal motivation. Ask yourself, why do I want this freedom? Do the math to find your fin, and then put it all on a realistic timeline. Connecting emotionally to your goals, that is exactly what will inspire you to stick to your budget when things get tough. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground today. The math is undeniably clear, and the rules of the game are now squarely in your hands. But, rules only matter if you actually play the game. Look at your bank account today. Is your money working for you, or are you just working for your money? Calculate your fin tonight. Start paying yourself first tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.